Salutations, everyone. This is Razor here to give you guys another movie review. Where today I'm going to be going over Despicable Me 2, which came out yesterday by the time this is uploaded, as well as The Lone Ranger, which not too sure if I'm going to be seeing that. Doesn't look to be too good. Not getting that good reviews either. But Despicable Me 2 getting some rather positive reviews. It is, of course, a sequel, so you can expect it to do have much more success in the box office than the original. But at the same time, sequels are not very commonly as good or better than the first movie, and I think that this falls under both of those, sequel categories. The original film was very good, very heartfelt, brought a lot of good characters that we got to really appreciate the evolution of Gru's character. And this is the follow up, and the minions were obviously like everyone's favorite part. Well, not everyone's, but they were the biggest crowd pleaser from the original movie. And I appreciated that, unlike, in Cars 2, where they take the most popular character from Cars 1, Mater, and make the second movie all about him. They didn't do this in Despicable Me 2. Granted, they have much more screen time in this film than the first one, which is understandable. I mean, that's what a lot of people really love about. They really love the minions, very, very lovable characters. I understand that. And you do get some good laughs out of them every now and again, especially at the end. But and it was a little minion heavy for my taste, but not as much as it could have been. Not as much as I think other studios would have done. Stinkworks, where they just totally try to just rinse out everything that they can from a popular IP. Uh, and in Despicable Me 2, I mean, if you've seen the trailers, you pretty much know the premise where Gru is getting recruited by the Anti-Villain League to help stop another villain, and that's pretty much all that the trailers give you. I'm not going to give you any spoilers. It's really not worth spoiling anyway. I guess thing in particular that I guess is a little bit of a spoiler, but they get into it within the first movie minute of the film, is that Gru's a single dad, and this is something that seems to always be addressed very forcefully when it comes to movie sequels, where the main character is a man, he is a father figure, and he's unmarried, or without a living spouse in some cases. This seems to be very, very common for family friendly films or sometimes even TV shows to really hark on, and I understand that, but I think it would have been nice for them to touch on the fact that this is a thing and just sidestep away from it. But instead, you pretty much see what's going to happen, and you don't really have a problem with it. It's okay. It doesn't feel too forced. It is a little rushed, but the character development, I guess they thought that that was important and they wanted to please more people with this move, and the fact that single dads aren't thought as highly of as single moms, but whatever. I felt that they could have done a worse job. The laughs are there. The story is not as heartfelt as the first one, but at the same time, you can't have Gru go through the same thing about, not liking these little kids to end up, loving them and adopting them at the end. Obviously, they can't do that again, so you have to have a different story and approach it from a different angle. But at the same time, it doesn't reach the same levels as the first film, which I'm sure many of you can expect. The plot is very, very driven, formulaic when it comes to kids' films. It doesn't. It's not going to surprise you in any manners. But it's still entertaining. There's isn't major plot holes or things that really, really stick out like a sore thumb outside of the Wilhelm, of course, which they get out of the way within the first like 10 seconds of the movie, which is, I guess, is a little better, but I don't know. It's just something that I can't stand in movies. But I digress. There really isn't anything bad about it, but there's nothing really great about it. You'll get some laughs from the minions as well as other characters, both returning and new ones. I felt that the girls weren't in the film as much as I would have liked, considering how well that they worked in the first movie. But like I said, it's a different story, so you got to work with what you got. But I still would have appreciated, uh, I don't know, a little something little something else. But overall, it is enjoyable. It's a good film. It's a good sequel. Falls under the typical sequel umbrella where it's going to be a huge commercial success, but it's going to not be revered as well as the original. So that's just my thoughts on it, guys. Be sure to leave your comments below of what you thought about the movie and what you would like to see me review here in the future, whether that's a week from now or a couple months from now, and I will try to see what I can do. And I will see you guys next time.